Okay, Jason, back on your order here. So you got both of your radios here. I'm going to give you this that you can fill out and mail in. If I can get this thing to lift up off the table, which I can't, so I'll just show it. So you can mail this in. You can use either one of these serial numbers, it doesn't matter. You may be able to, I don't know, I think probably you only get one free hat or something, but since you've bought 3 radios, but you're getting the free Digi-Mic for the Washington. That's a President promo, and this one is too. So they'll do the free hat for one of these. So just fill out your stuff when you get it. I'll put this in one of the boxes, and then they'll send you a free winter hat. Hopefully you'll still have some use for it once you get it. So it doesn't take that long really. So I'll get this in one of the boxes. We'll get these both set up. Carriers are going to be 1 and 4 on AM and FM, and then an SSB. These do really good on SSB. I think it's 20 plus, almost 30 pp. So it's a pretty powerful little radio on sideband. Okay, so here's this one. Be the first one. There is your FM right there. So 4 watts and it's right on frequency. So we're good to go there. And then I'll set that to 1 real quick here. Just pretty much already there, so I'm just going to leave that be. We're going to set our deviation to about 2 kilohertz or so, maybe 2.1 if it'll let me. Remember, this is a CB, so they cap the capability of it, which is technically what it's supposed to be, so I'm not going to complain about something that is what it is. So let's bring this up and see how we're looking here. It's about 1.92, which is about normal. So we're just going to try to bring it up some if I can. It's about 2.1 right there, so that's good. Just a little bit louder. And I'll just finish this one up. These obviously are pretty much the same setup as the Washington, just in a more legal format for CB radio. So it's not going to allow you to do things that an HF or ham radio would do. So there's your 4 watts on the high power side and low power side. This is just the RF power all the way down, about right there. And that's good too. So we'll do the modulation. I'm probably not going to show the other one. I'll just show you the serial number and stuff. That way I can try to get this order complete and hopefully get it boxed and ready to go for you. When you see one, you see them both basically. So alright, stupid cable. To the point now where I'm about ready just to redo everything over here on this audio. I actually have a different audio line, but the 6-pin plug is on this audio line. I don't like using adapters unless I absolutely have to, so this cable's pretty much on its way out though, I think. There we go, there's our AM, and let's just go back to AM. Now I had it in the wrong setting too, so that didn't help. So this is the low power side, it's about 90%, I'll give you about 96. That's actually probably the most I can give you there, so not going to be a huge difference anyways. Well, that's how it looks up there. It's a thing of beauty. So, and then on the high power side, it'll do a little bit more modulation probably. So there's how it looks there right now. It's about 86%. So. Can get a little bit more out of it on the high power side, which is the 4-watt carrier, so anywhere in between will be fine too, about like that. That's how it looks up there, so it looks beautiful. It looks good up here, so we're looking good. Sideband on these is pretty much perfect, so I don't have to do anything there. I'll just check it. Since I'm here, I'll check it. So let's do a two-tone and do this. And these are one of the best radios ever made for sideband on CB. Without a doubt. So it looks really good. It's about 30. And that's generally from the factory like that, so that's why I say how good is it. It's the best. I haven't never seen one better than that. So alright, so that's pretty much it. It's real quick and easy. I'm just going to go into the menu. We can actually see the screen on this one. I'm going to kill that. I'm going to tell it to tell you SWR. And everything else I'm going to leave alone. So let's just take a look at the power of this radio. This is just the President factory mic that you'll get with yours. This is mine. This is sideband first, so shut that off. So here's sideband. 1 2 3 1 2 3 hello radio 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 check 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 hello 1 2 1 2. So it's probably about, I would say, a good 3 to 3.5, almost 4 kilohertz of signal, which is perfect anyways. You know, you don't want to take up too much bandwidth. Again, on the power side here, you know, the radio is very much a talking radio on SSB. And it's super clean, so you don't have to worry about ever bothering anybody or anything like that. So it's just a really nice sideband radio, and they sound good on AM too, so you don't have to worry about that. But the power it's just great. So we'll go to AM now. Like I've said, for somebody that just wants a CB radio, these are excellent radios just for a CB. And I think a lot of guys probably stay on CB for the majority of their time anyways with radio, so having all those extra bells and whistles sometimes isn't really needed in some cases. And again, here's the power on this one. So we usually see about 4 to 5 times the carrier, and sometimes we saw a little bit more, so it just depends again with words that you say and stuff like that. Now everybody's meter is going to show something different. I'm on a Bird dummy load here, so it's pretty hard to beat the accuracy of the LP100A going into the pretty close to, as close as you can get to a 50 ohm load anyway. So, and I can actually get it a perfect 50 ohm. It's just sometimes with extra things hooked up, to the front of the dummy load, which I'm using a clean RF sampler for the oscilloscope. That tends to throw it off just a little bit. If I take that out, it's pretty much spot on 50. So it's kind of annoying that it does that, but it is what it is, you know. So this one is good to go, and I'll just set up the next one the same way. Now here's the receiver on the first one. So it's pretty much the same receiver as the Washington, which is excellent. So I haven't noticed much of a change at all. And like I say, you'll see a lot of similarities between the two, looks wise as well, except for this has the chrome. And then on AM, here's how it's looking. So it's good there too. Alright, we'll get the other one out. I'll just show it to you really quick, and I'll do the same thing, and you'll be all set. Okay, here's the second one right here. Okay, so the second one I just wanted to show. This one actually, I mean, the higher numbers are better there where it says DVC. That's the power measurement, but obviously, I mean, that's outstanding. So another really nice one. So you won't bother a soul with these. This is good, if not better, than some of your really fancy, expensive Yaesus and ICOMs that guys buy to use on CB. I guess the pan adapter option just takes over, and they gotta have it, and they use it as a CB. But I mean, this will probably be just as good, if not better, on transmit as far as how clean the signal actually is. So, you know, if anyone ever comes up with a way to IF tap this would be awesome, because then you could use like your own SDR or something, and you could just IF tap it, and that's only on the reception side, you know, which is a good thing. You would just have to try to isolate it on the TX side, and they used to make some stuff that would allow you to do that. Nice thing about my Kenwood HF rig is it has its own IF out, and it protects the SDR when you go into transmission. It has some type of interface in there to block any RF to go to that SDR, where in some cases other things like that wouldn't do that, and you could smoke your SDR, which would be a bad thing. So you have to be careful when you're doing that kind of stuff. But there are some aftermarket boards and stuff that people can put in radios. The problem, what it ends up happening, is they don't give you any circuit diagrams with like these, so you would have to do some experimentation to really know, okay, where do I insert the IF tap on the board here, where can I get it? And once you figure that out, you could put it into action and see what happens. I'm not saying that people should do that or anything, and I'm not really gonna like experiment with it myself, because at a certain point you don't always need to have that to talk on a radio. Yeah, it's nice, but if you don't have it, you can still enjoy the radio. And people have been enjoying radio for many years without waterfalls and pan adapters and all that stuff. You can still do it. So here's the sideband power on this one. I know I said it wasn't going to show up, but might as well show it. So again, it's about 30 watts, and I already made those quick changes to the menu. So about a 4-watt carrier, and hello radio 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, check. So every once in a while it'll peak up over 20. It's not going to consistently do that for the most part. Again, everybody else's power meter is probably going to show less. It's just the way it is. But generally speaking, you're going to get at least 4 times the carrier, which is about 16 watts PEP. So, and that's what it's doing. So should be doing just fine for you. Well, I really hope you enjoy all your new radios when they come. You will get a new mic from President in the mail, and if you choose to fill that form out, you'll get a free winter hat from them as well. So I think they're doing a good thing for their customers. You know, the only thing I wish I could get from them, and I've asked them before, and I guess maybe it went unheard, is maybe some samples of their antennas. I know they have some quality CB antennas for mobile and stuff, but you know, I haven't really ever tried one. I got a couple customers that have used them, and they've been happy with them, I think. But you know, the President line of antennas is kind of there's not a lot about it really to be said online or anything. I mean, it's kind of like people don't really think about them for their mobile antennas, and they do make some quality ones, I think. The problem is everybody wants to run massive amounts of power, and I don't know if some of their mobile antennas can handle that kind of power load. So, you know, for me, as long as it handles 100 watts or less, I'm usually pretty well off. So anyways, again, I appreciate you, and I'll figure out today whether it's going to be best to ship it with UPS or USPS. Either way, I'm going to try to get it sent off to you today. 73.